Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to look at CMAT form filling guidelines. So the registration for CMAT 25 has already started and you have 13 December before which you are supposed to register for the test. So the last date of submission of application fees is 14 December, and when it comes to making any corrections in the application form, though ideally you should not be making any corrections, you ensure that you are filling the right information the first time itself. So that you can do from 15 December to 17 December. Now, the announcement of the city of examination is going to be almost 1 week prior to the test date, which is 25th Jan. So, the city announcement will happen on the 17th Jan. You will be able to download your admit cards from the 20th Jan. So, the duration of the test has not changed. So, they have not announced any change in the format of the test. It is going to be 180 minutes, which is 3-hour duration. Now, what you need to do is you need to go to the main website of NTA CMAT. We will also give you a link in the description, and this is the link, which is exams.nta.ac.in/CMAT. Now, when you go to this particular website, you are going to see a screen like this, and on this screen, you will have to start in the left-hand bottom corner. So there you will see an option called New Candidate Register here. So when you're creating your account for the very first time, this is where you'll have to click. And once you have created your account, then all your subsequent logins are supposed to be from this side. So here you enter your application number. I will show you how it is going to appear, and then you enter the password and the security pin. So in CMAT form, this is one very particular thing about CMAT form is that you'll have to enter like a CAPTCHA verification on almost every single page of the form. So even when you're logged into the dashboard, whenever you make any edit, it will ask you for a CAPTCHA verification. So that is something that you'll have to do every single time. So all subsequent logins are supposed to be from here. Okay, now since we are creating account for the very first time, we're going to click on New Candidate Register here. Once you do that, you're going to firstly see a page like this, wherein you can download the information bulletin. So it's not mandatory that you are supposed to read the entire thing because it's very long, but I would suggest that you at least download, keep it with you, and go through some of the important things at least, right? So whatever you want to go through, you can do that. It's a very long document. I'm assuming that most people will not read it, but even if you just go through the instructions mentioned on this page, that should suffice. Now here it will also show you the fee that is payable to take the CMAT. So for males it is 2,500 if you are a general candidate, for female 1,250. For EWS, SC, ST, PWT and OBC NCL it is 1,250, right, for males, and 1,250 for females as well. When it comes to third gender, the fees is 1,250. So this is something that you have to pay at the end of the entire, once you are done completely with the form, then you are supposed to make the payment. Now there are some important instructions that they have given with regards to password on the same page. So make sure that your password that you enter matches the specification that they have given. Post that, you have to just click there, I have downloaded the information bulletin, and then you click here, which is to proceed. Now once done, you're supposed to see you'll get a screen like this, and on the screen it will firstly ask you what is it that you're going to submit as a proof of your identity. So there are multiple options here. For example, if you have Aadhaar number, you can give that. Then if you have a DigiLocker account, you do not have a DigiLocker account but you want to create it, so all of that is available. You have an ABC account, which is Academic Bank of Credits, then you do not have that account, so you want to create it, and so on. If you have a passport or a PAN card, then also you can give that, right? So I think most of the students will either opt for like an Aadhaar number or say a passport or a PAN card. So whatever you are going to submit, you just click on that on the radio button, and then you will have to enter that particular number. So if you select PAN card, you have to enter your PAN number, and then you can proceed. So once done, the next thing is going to be filling your information, right? So from here on, you are going to get a confirmation as well with your application number and so on and so forth. So you have to enter your personal details. So you start with the name of the candidate, then father's name, mother's name, candidate's date of birth, gender, पहचान के प्रकार, which is identity type, and then you have the identification number. So the entire form you also have it in Hindi, though the mode of instruction for that actual test is going to be only English. But just in case you need Hindi, you can always go through that as well. So here you enter the identification number. This can be different from what you had chosen earlier is what I believe, because here in the drop down they gave all the options. So you can try it out if you want to enter another identity type as well. Now once you're done, you're supposed to enter your address. Okay, now in address again, it's a very straightforward thing, nothing much to explain there. So your premises, your locality, your sub-locality, country, state, and all of that. Just enter this information, and at the bottom you will see email address. You'll have to re-enter it, and the mobile number. So you'll also have to give an alternate email, alternate mobile number, which is something that they have asked for. And if your permanent address is same as the one that you gave on the previous page, then you can simply click there, which is same as present address. It will get auto-populated, and then you can move on. Now the next thing is going to be choosing password. Okay, so whatever specification they had given, you just adhere to that, enter your password, re-enter it, select a security question. There are two options. It's a very simple two options that they have, and you enter the security answer. Now note the security answer somewhere, just in case they ask for it at a later point of time. Just make a note of it somewhere. And after that you enter this captcha again. This will keep coming throughout the form, so it's a little irritating also sometimes to just enter this again and again, but it will keep coming, and that's okay. So you enter that and you submit it. Now here they have asked for whatever you have entered so far. You have to first of all check whether it is correct or not. So for everything you have to put a tick that I have corrected that, okay, this is my name or my number or whatever. In case you have to change it, you can always edit the registration form. But once you are certain that, okay, everything is correct, you can click I agree and submit and send OTP. So from here you're going to get OTP on your email address, and then you have to enter it, and then you will be able to log in into the account. So on this screen you will firstly see your registration number, because now you have completed the initial part of the registration. So you have a registration number, and you will see it here as well, which is what they are calling application number. You will also get a mail with a confirmation that this is the application number, thanks for submitting, and all of that. Now from here you have to click on complete application form, through which you will be able to actually fill the form. So whatever the other data points that they have asked for, you will click here and start filling that information. So there are a lot of questions, but it's not a very difficult form. There isn't any complexity involved as such, because they don't ask for things like whether you have any work experience or extracurriculars and so on and so forth. It's a very simple factual form that is available. So if you have all your 10th, 12th and graduation mark sheets with you, and you have your photograph and signature, ideally you should be able to fill the form in about 30 to 40 minutes. Okay. So you start entering all the basic information. Some of it will get auto-populated from the initial screens. For example, your name, your date of birth, etc. These will be auto-populated. But starting from gender, nationality, everything, this you will have to fill, right? So you enter your nationality, your state of residence, then you fill your category, you confirm your category again, and then if you have a category certificate, then you have to enter the certificate ID or the number. Once you're done with this, you have to enter the name of the authority. So this is applicable for students who have that certificate. For general candidate, this is not applicable. Then again, when you got that particular certificate, so you have to enter the date on which the certificate was issued. And from there, place of residence. If you belong to PWD, you have a certificate, etc., you can fill that information. There's a question which is, are you diabetic? Not very sure why question is there. They could have asked for some other things as well, but don't see the point of it them asking this. But anyway, it's there. You can simply answer that particular question. And then annual family income. Okay, so from here again complete the CAPTCHA verification, and then proceed to the next screen. Now on the next screen they have asked for what are you applying for. Obviously when you're filling the CMAT form, there's only one option there that you will see, which is CMAT 25. Then they have asked for 4 exam state and city choices, which is a very good thing. So you have to select the state and then indicate which city from that particular state. So you can enter 4 city preferences. As I said, it's a very good thing to ask for 4. Sometimes exams ask for 2 or 3, etc., but 4 is always a good thing. So this should be the first preference, and then followed by the second, third and the fourth choice. Then your father's or guardian's qualification, their occupation, same for mother and occupation, and that's about it, right? So you're done with this particular thing. Again complete CAPTCHA, and then you move to the next screen. Now on the next screen they have asked for your 10th, 12th and graduation details. So sometime back there was an issue when they actually started the registration process. A lot of people could not enter a particular year for the 12th standard, and that they have rectified, which I'll talk about. So for 10th, the questions are very simple. Pass status, so everybody has completed 10th obviously, so you'll say passed. Year of passing, qualifying exam, place of schooling and so on. Type of school, college, so whether it is aided, unaided and so on and so forth. Qualifying examination state, school board and the result mode. So here you can enter percentage or CGPA, and basis that it will ask you to enter it. For example, you can enter marks obtained and total marks, and it will auto calculate the percentage. And you're supposed to enter the roll number or the enrollment number as per 10th certificate, and the school college name and address and the pin code. That's about it. Now the questions for the 12th standard are exactly the same, so I'm not going to again walk you through the whole thing, but this particular thing, right, which is year of passing, so for people who are graduating in 25 with a 3-year graduation course, they completed their 12th standard in 2022. Now when they started this application process, the option 2022 was not available, which has been rectified now. So you can select 2022 as well for those of you who completed your 12th in 22. So select whatever is appropriate, applicable to you, and then move on to the next set of questions. Now the next part is graduation. So again, very simple, very limited set of questions. Pass status, are you appearing or you already graduated? Depending on that, the follow-on question is passing of year or appearing. Then there's a qualifying exam, whether it is BCom or BBA and so on and so forth. Then name of university. If it is not, then you can always write other, and then complete again the CAPTCHA verification, right? So this will keep coming again and again. Then comes the next section, which is document upload, right? Again, very straightforward. They have asked for photograph, signature, and class 10th or equivalent certificate, right? So based on whatever information I had filled, it has asked me only for these 3 things. But depending on what information you have entered, it may ask you for more than 3 documents. Okay, so don't get confused. Whatever they ask for, you basically have to upload it. So here you will see, for example, for photo and signature, they accept JPG and JPEG. There's a size limit that is there. In case you're not able to fit into that size, you can always use a website called picresize.com, and there you can reduce the size of the photograph and the signature. After that, there is class 10th or equivalent mark sheet is what it is asking me. And here again, there's only one format that is accepted, which is PDF. Now you may have it in JPG, so you can always use something like a smallpdf.com to convert your JPG to PDF. Again, we'll give those links in the description just in case people need to access it. And from there on, you just upload the PDF of your mark sheet and you're done. So here you will be able to see, so there's a view here, and in this column, you'll be able to see your photograph, your signature, and the document that you upload. Once done, you're supposed to review your application form. So that's why I said it's a very simple form. There isn't any complexity involved. So you have to review all the information that you have entered. And at this stage, it will also ask you to do a mobile number verification. So previously, because you entered your email ID and you got OTP there, they have already verified your email address. But now they'll ask you to verify your mobile number. They'll send an OTP on your mobile and you just enter it. Again, there is a CAPTCHA. You do that and then you're done with your mobile number verification. From there on, again, one more round of verification for the individual data points that you have entered. Name, father's name, mother's name, date of birth, gender, examination cities, and age check category, right? So all of these, if you have verified all the information, go through it so that you don't have to wait for the correction window and then make some corrections, because we don't know what exactly they'll allow you to correct. So instead, please review your form thoroughly, and once you're satisfied, you can click on I agree and do a final submit. Now, once you do final submit, it's not that you're done. There is still one step that is remaining, because it will show that your registration is done, your application form is done, but your fee payment is remaining. So in the next screen, you just have to click here and begin your fee payment process. So once you make the payment, right, and then there are multiple options, debit card, credit card, net banking, and so on. Once you make your transaction, it will show you a success message. You'll be able to see your invoice ID, the date, the paid amount, and so on. And then finally, everything will be complete. You'll also get a confirmation email that you have paid the fees for CMAT 25, your registration is done, and all of that. And with this, you have successfully completed your CMAT 25 application process. I hope this video has helped you. And in case you have any questions regarding CMAT, the form filling, or in general, let us know in the comment section. Wish all of you all the best.